Come one, come all to the circus of my own design. In this video, you'll witness the creation of the surprisingly normal Ringmaster, the creepy clown, the gravity-defying Gymnast, the alien Animal Tamer, and the demonic Daredevil. Ahoy there crew, this is your captain speaking, and today I'll show you how I designed some interesting characters for a circus troupe based on your emoji combos. But without further ado, let's set sail. First up, we have the wonderful Ringmaster. He's based on the emoji combo sent by Scrabbles. This comment includes cake, narutomaki, pudding, and finally a happy face. Starting off, I of course wanted him to have a very cheerful and approachable demeanor. He is the face of the circus after all. Usually I opt for more simple poses, but I really wanted to think up something special for him. I wanted him to look friendly even before I added any other design elements. He is very unlike the other characters in the circus troupe, as he is the only human. Luckily, he is very kind and welcoming, therefore providing a good home and career for his performers. It was hard for me to draw male characters since I don't really do it often enough. His prompt was very cutesy though, so luckily I didn't have to make him too masculine. I used all the food items in the prompt as different elements of his outfit. The pudding became his hat, the cake his shoes, and the narutomaki his buttons. It was as I was drawing him that I decided to make all these characters part of a circus troupe. I had just designed our clown character that's coming up next, and this character was turning out very Ringmaster-like, so I decided to just go with that theming. There's not much more to say about his design, so I want to talk about his colors. I stuck to colors found in the emojis themselves. This meant I could only use white, orange, pink, red, brown, and yellow. I opted to not use the pink and only used red instead. This way I could make it harmonize nicely with a nice warm yellow. It really helps with making him look more approachable. I honestly love him so much for just his general vibe and color palette, but I do wish I could have found a way to repeat the strawberries a bit more. They look a little out of place to me. This next character happens to be quite out of place too, specifically between my other character designs. They ended up quite creepy. It's our clown character. They're based on this intriguing suggestion from Kaiki Moon over on TikTok. This comment contains a fairy, a ring, and a Russian nesting doll. This combo seemed like it would make for a really cool character design, so I decided to draw a character popping out of a larger torso that is popping out of an even larger lower body, quite literally like a nesting doll. Just don't ask me where the other halves went. Looking at the character base, it kind of reminded me of those really long stilts, which gives off a carnival or circus vibe, and because of all that, I decided to make the character a clown. This was the first character I designed, so I hadn't yet established the circus theme. To stray away from the jester-like clown character I designed a few videos ago, I decided to make this one closer to a black and white clown. I figured it would be a fitting way to make them more creepy than their nested anatomy already does. In the end, I did add some pops of color in though. It just wouldn't be one of my character designs without some bright colors. Personality-wise, I think this character wouldn't really be a talker. I do think they would be really goofy and awkward, but accidentally come off as scary. They'd be really nice to kids at the circus. I imagine the kids would always start crying or run away though. Well, they just can't comprehend why. But we still have some other emojis to incorporate. One of those is a fairy. I decided to incorporate this emoji as simply wings. Whether they're real or just part of the costume, that's up to you. Now for the ring, I incorporated it in a very simple way. I just made sure to add a bunch of rings to this character's hands. This is part of what inspired the unique hand poses for them. I wanted to draw attention to their hands as much as I could. To elevate that effect, I tied some of the rings together with string. It doesn't make much sense, but I think it still looks cool. I personally like art that leans into being more creepy, so I really like this character. The nesting doll elements are probably my favorite, but now that the clown is behind us, why not move on to a more wholesome emoji combo? This time we're designing the gymnast of the group. The emojis that inspired this character were commented by Bellaboo Jules. It's a butterfly, a crescent moon, and sparkles, so this character will be a type of celestial being. I gave her deep indigo skin with tiny sparkles as freckles. This was my attempt at making her skin mimic the night sky. I think it looks really cool, but I'm not sure if it gets the idea across. This was just my incorporation of the sparkles though, so let's take a look at the rest. One side of her face has a mark over it that's supposed to look like a crescent moon. I gave her bangs so it's partially hidden. On the other side of her face, her eye is just one big sparkly star. Splitting her face up like this was something I wanted to do from the start, and I think it turned out really cool. Now, for the butterfly emoji, I wasn't entirely sure what to do, so I turned it into a sort of earpiece. In hindsight, I think it's better to say that it's actually her ear. That way it's much cooler of a concept. The first thing you'll probably notice once you've looked away from her lovely skin is her gravity-defying hair. I figured since she is a sort of celestial or heavenly body type character, she should have some anti-gravity properties to her. This is also what helped me decide her role as a gymnast. I imagine she could do some really cool tricks because of it. Personality-wise, I imagine her to be quiet and gentle. She's definitely very caring towards the others. The energy she brings into her room is definitely warm and calming. I do kind of ship her with the Ringmaster though. I think their color palettes would contrast really nicely. She turned out really pretty, not to spoil it before we get to the last characters, but she's definitely my favorite. This next character did come pretty close though. This next one is actually based on the first emoji combo I received after my last emoji video. Eliante commented an alien, a parrot, and a taco. This combo makes for the perfect alien Animal Tamer, though I wasn't sure how to incorporate the taco before I started drawing. So let's start with the others. I did my best to make her look alien-like without going too far. I'd already designed the gymnast at this point and didn't want to make more characters that stray too far from a normal humanoid. So I made this character quite thin and gave her big round eyes. I also made her green to bring in that typical green alien look. I do think it ended up reading more goblin-like though. To make her look a bit more alien, I stuck to grayish blue colors for the rest of her color palette. I sort of regret making her clothing blue. It's supposed to be more of a leather, latex type material, but it being blue just makes it look like metal. The rest of the emojis in this prompt are here in spirit more than anything else. The parrot is what inspired her to be the Animal Tamer. As for the taco, it's there in shape. I plastered a half circle shape everywhere throughout her design. The light irises on her dark sclera definitely does some heavy lifting for the look. It helps make her look more clinical, which really sells her vibe. She's overly obsessed with logic and reason, to the point that she often ends up hurting people's feelings while pursuing the optimal path. This often leads to some conflict among the troupe. She has a hard time understanding why certain things would upset others so easily. I bet she'd get along with the clown though. I took a lot of liberties with this emoji combo. Hopefully you guys don't mind too much, since she did turn out pretty stinking cute. To make up for it, the final character is a more true representation of his combo. The final character is the Daredevil of the group. He's based on the emojis sent by Unreality Matrix. They commented the party popper, 2 swords, and the angry devil emoji. To start off this character design, I knew having a big buff guy is what I wanted to go with. Now, I'm not very experienced with drawing muscular people, so that didn't combine well with me having to draw yet another male character. The first emoji I incorporated was the devil emoji. I knew I wanted him to have some horns and an unnatural skin tone. In the end, I sort of based him off of a bull, even though you'll only see that on the final piece. I had to go back and fix his horn shape for this. But since he is the Daredevil of the group, I decided to have him carry a sword, as a reference to the emoji, but also to his tricks. During performances, he'd do tricks with the sword, as well as other dangerous objects, but he's pretty good at it. Unfortunately, he isn't the smartest of the bunch, but the others make up for it. He's definitely one of the more beloved performers, as he is very sweet and friendly. Visitors of all ages adore him. He's for sure the typical friendly giant archetype. The final emoji I had to find a way to incorporate was the party popper. After a long time of drawing and not knowing what to do with it, I just turned it into a hat. I think it looks cute and kinda sells this silly and lovable vibe. He's just a big old doofus, but I really like how he turned out. But that is all for today, crew. I had so much fun working with the Circus Troupe theme. If you'd like to see me combine more emoji combos with another random theme, comment yours down below. And if you'd like to see more from me in general, be sure to like and subscribe so that I can see you again for our next voyage. Bye bye!